Hey guys, it's Cash, and today I'm going to be talking about what happened on my morning walk and also honey traps. So, today, well, I should give you like a little bit of what happened. On Sunday, I decided to write, so I did take the day off yesterday of making a video. So I decided to write. What I wrote is on www.keepingitrealwithcash.com. I wrote just basically about what I've been going through because I haven't written on the blog. I've written other things, but I haven't written on the blog in a while. So this was my first entry in a while. So if you guys want to check it out, it's on there, www.keepingitrealwithcash.com. But in there, I wrote about my Mickey Mouse shirt incident. And I also posted a picture yesterday, I'll show you guys the picture, of my niece with my dog that still lives in Chicago with my mom. So I posted it on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Cash, K-A-S-H-S-P-R, empath. Cash Super Empath. Okay, so here I'm going to block my niece out so you get the picture. I'll just do that. That's what my Pomeranian looks like. She's shaved. She's groomed now. Okay, so I told you before, it's common for me to see Pomeranians all the time. I know it's a common dog, but it's not really common to see 7 or 8 on your walk at one time, especially by someone that looks like he should be owning a freaking Rottweiler, dog fighting it or something, you know? Okay, so you get the picture. The Pomeranian and the Mickey Mouse shirts. Okay, so on my morning walk, I just don't get it. I think that they're expecting me to be like, oh my gosh, you're stalking me or something. I don't know. So, okay, so this is coming around the corner. You see the Pomeranian exactly like the one in the photo. Come on, baby. And if any of you have pets, when you're walking them, it's not uncommon for them to place bigger dogs, more aggressive dogs in your path, kind of just to mess with your pet a little bit. So they have no problem messing with their pets, with your pets too. I've had German Shepherds come after my dog, and my dog, there's something wrong with him. He's like not really afraid. He'll go right up to a pit bull and go like that. But for the day that something does happen, it's going to be a very bad day. So Mickey Mouse shirts. So here we go. Walking. And then we got this lovely lady.
Hi. Love your Mickey Mouse shirt. Thank you, Walgreens.
Thank you, Walgreens. Like, I'm gonna go run and get it. What do you suggest? A lot of night games. I'm sorry. See, that's why I'm getting gang stalked, probably. That's mean. No. I don't even know this lady, okay? It could have been a coincidence. She could really like Mickey Mouse shirts from Walgreens. But the way that things have been going in my life, I highly doubt it. So here we got this fine gentleman right here. He's like, I'm just gonna walk on the street now, and literally walked on the street. Usually when people have backpacks and sunglasses on and they look like they're up to something, that's usually a gang stalker. So with honey traps, what I've myself have been accused of being, and I can tell you and assure you that I am not. I do not email people back. I do not give them any sort of information. about me, about this, about evidence I have, nothing. So, and I don't want to know yours either. So watch my videos and comment down below, and that's the only communication that I will have with anybody regarding this whole ordeal. So, online honey traps. The purpose of a honey trap is a person. They lure a person, in my case from Chicago, down to Miami, and it's for the purpose of engaging in a detrimental relationship with the target. So criminals, yes, criminals, gang stalkers, and it is my firm belief that my ex was a perp in this program. It's an investigative practice that they use, you know, get somebody close, form a sexual relationship, and then they're going to traumatize the shit out of you. You're away from your family, you're away from your support system, then you get isolated. The goal of it is to make the person so mentally unstable that they're just not even able to function. Or in my case, can function and go to work for an agency. Remember I spoke about before? This is how these agencies get these girls into things, whatever it may be. In my case, events. So, yeah. So they want you emotionally unstable, unbalanced, and after I left him, I absolutely was. I'm still going through the healing process, but now I'm just kind of putting things together everywhere. So this is eventually supposed to lead to you killing yourself or committing suicide. And the things that were done to me were absolutely ridiculous. Like I knew in the back of my mind, I'm an INFJ, so my intuition is like this, but I would just kept ignoring it. But I knew that this guy was like a con artist. His friends, every time his friends would come around, it was just, I did not want to be around them. And when I would express that feeling, I was the bad person. Oh, well, you're not friendly, you know, oh, they like you, this and that. They like me, but they're taking subtle jabs at me constantly, and I just don't get it, you know. And that was like a major problem that I had with them being around. And of course there was drugs involved in the mix, you know, so it was just a really bad toxic environment. So everybody else gets honey traps. I got a vinegar trap. I did benefit financially from this relationship. I'm not gonna lie, he did take care of me, but it was as a means to hold over my head later. So the whole thing with that, with him being so free and giving with me with the money, was kind of a red flag, because how can somebody be so like, just whatever I needed, go take it out of the drawer. It kind of felt like somebody that had something to gain potentially at the end of all this. So at the end of the relationship, he went around telling everybody that I stole 80 grand from him, which was a lie. I mean, I did take money from him, but I had permission to do so. He made me quit my job when I came down here. He isolated me while we were together and basically wouldn't let me go anywhere unless it was in like a potato sack. So I really had, like, I just felt I was very like a caged bird. That's the best way I can put it. So yeah, so he tells everybody I steal 80 grand from him. People are like walking by me, holding their purses and stuff like that. It just all makes sense now, like how people treated me and how people acted towards me. I was like, gosh, like people down here are fucked up. But if they're being told a bunch of horrible things about somebody, you know, like I get it now. So in the 80 grand, he forgot to include that there was a trip to Paris that we took. So we did go to Paris. I did meet his family, and I went on vacation with a bunch of perps, basically. His stepfather, we were in the cathedral, he had made a comment to me, and no bells were sounding off at this time. He had made a comment to me like, do you have sisters? And I was like, yeah, you know, I have 2 sisters. And he was like, oh, well, my wife has a sister and nobody messes with the sisters. And I was just kind of like, okay, like, yeah, if anybody messes with my sister, I have their back too. I didn't really think much of it. Then we sat down at lunch, and his mother makes a comment about Middle Eastern people and how their cousin was dating one, and she's like, oh, well, they just don't think like us. They don't think the same. And I didn't know if my ex had told her or not, but I have a little bit of Middle Eastern, Lebanese in my background, and I've dated Middle Eastern guys before, and I just kind of sat there. It was very uncomfortable for me. But now, looking back, it all makes sense. So I basically went on vacation with a bunch of cluster B psychos. So that could have potentially ended very bad for me. And I did get a familiar feeling, a feeling that I used to get with my great grandma while I was around his family. Definitely something going on spiritually. But anything that's too good to be true, and this was absolutely too good to be true. Like, he was like, oh, I'll take care of you, promise me the world, and then just as narcissists do. But this narcissist had a little bit more to gain from me. Basically, if I decided to swan dive off of our balcony, he would have probably gotten paid. If that whole rumor about TIs offing themselves, people getting paid, is true. So, sorry to disappoint you guys. Not gonna happen. If I was gonna do it, it would have been while I was with him, and I am pretty content with my life right now. So, with that said, check out the blog, www.keepingitrealwithcash. If anybody has any questions, feel free to comment down below. Yes, I know this all could be a coincidence, but with everything that's happening, I really don't see it as a coincidence anymore. So I hope everybody has a wonderful Tuesday, and God bless.